We can start with questions in the room again.
Coach, I've been a few days now kind of reflect on Saturday's games. Is there anything you noticed, now that you didn't really notice post game initially?
Well, if you look at us over the last, from the beginning of the year, the one thing it's been a consistent, for example, Miami of Ohio, first 13 minutes we give up 21 points. Then from there, we give up 7 second quarter points, 3 third quarter points, and 10 fourth, but kind of fight our way back into that game if you understand what I'm saying. It's 31-28. Eastern Michigan, we give up 3 points in the first 13 minutes, then 7, and then we have our second third quarter shutout of the year, and then we give up 9 points in the fourth quarter, and it's just outside a chance to win. New Mexico, 14 first quarter points, 14 second quarter points, and then shut them out third quarter and the fourth quarter and give up 6 points in overtime. Arkansas State, 17 points in the first quarter, 14 in the second quarter, but the negative, no response. That was the first time we had no response. We've been able to fight our way back and get in the games, and, for the first time we weren't able to do that. That's the thing that kind of, if you ask me, that kind of jumps out. Kids, I think the want to, the try hard, all that is all good. But you got to get over the hump, and that's the big challenge for us as a staff this week.
Coming off of those last couple losses, now that this is the final game of your 3-game homestand, how much more important is this one against Toledo this week to get that win before you guys head to Penn State and have another road trip over these next couple weeks?
Right. I hate to say it, but every one is its own separate entity. Each game you play is the most important one, and that's really what our focus is got to get ready to go on Toledo, and we got to play well, and obviously got to look at what we're doing, because obviously we're not starting well in games, and then we're finding ways to, for the most part, to fight our way back in.
Tyson got his first start back at quarterback, obviously, this past weekend. How do you think of his performance, and are you expecting him to start again against Toledo this coming weekend?
Yes, we're expecting him to start again. And yes, I thought he, fared very well. I thought he exhibited great leadership ability during the course of the game, and just, happy with, his performance coming back. It was just nice to have him back, and we all know how talented he is, so good to get him back.
I know you guys said you didn't have any designed quarterback runs for Tyson on Saturday. Is that something you're looking to mix a little more into on this upcoming game?
Yeah, we haven't totally set the game plan yet, but that's an option for sure, to keep an eye on what we might want to do as we move forward. But every team that you play, it dictates change in your game plan. So based on what they're doing, will then challenge us on moving on and looking at certain things from a different perspective, for sure.
Greg DeLozia, breakout game this past weekend. Is
awesome.
There anything that you're thinking maybe he'll have a bigger role going forward, possibly?
Yes. But we're trying to get him the ball every week now. I mean, obviously, some of the things that he does are in and out of the dual threat stuff. So, but, we're constantly trying to get ways for him to get his hands on the football, especially on the perimeter. And, happy for him. He came in that in the first couple of months of when I was here, and, was a transfer from Louisville, and really has, he's a great kid, and it's nice to see him experience some success.
After last week's performance, moving on to Toledo, a team that's in, I think, top 10, top 15 in offense in the country, are there any changes that you guys are kind of making, little tweaks to try to limit their offense after last week?
Without question, we're going to be looking at trying to do that now. The one thing about them is they're truly, run it, throw it, and they can go either way on you. So, we got to have a sound ground attack, for their run game, and we got to be able to get some things done in the pass game for sure.
And then what have you seen out of Toledo defensively that you can maybe exploit coming up this weekend?
They're somewhat like us. So, our guys have practiced against similar concepts. And, we're excited about that piece. Just the familiarity of some of the things they do, then that helps you because your guys are getting a whole new picture, during the course of the week. So you're kind of hoping by the end of the week they've got it figured out. But there's some similar, concepts that we run that would, that'll provide some comfort for our offense.
Then game got moved up 1 o'clock to noon, getting the national TV bump. Does that early kickoff, does that affect you guys at all, moving from 3:30 now to noon?
Well, we just haven't done it, so that makes it different, but I always say this, when you play football, it's always at noon you like, that's a good thing, that's when it used to be, when college football was played at the right time, that's what it was. That was the right time, so like that.
Now, is there any one key that stands?
What's that?
Is there any one key that stands out that you want to see out of your team this upcoming weekend to take home one?
Just get off on the right foot. Let's just get off on the right foot and attack the game, but really just get started and go from there. Because our guys compete now. Our guys work hard at it, so we just got to get off on the right foot. So that'll be a big push this week.
Go ahead, Pedro.
So, Coach, excuse me. On Saturday, you talked about the possibility that the amount of scheme that you run might be bogging the players down. What does that entail to implement a simpler system, and how much have you discussed it?
For us, it would be more of just minimizing some of the concepts we're running, and it wouldn't have to be, a complete shift in philosophical approach. It's more just make sure that anything that you execute it well and give yourself a chance. So that's certainly one of the areas where we're looking at hard right now.
Go ahead, Thomas.
I know you kind of talked about it earlier. Where do you place the blame on those slow starts?
I guess you put the blame on me, that's the only thing I can say, because I'm certainly not putting it on the players. The bottom line is we got to get off on the right foot. And, we haven't gotten off on the right foot, and then we kind of get on the right foot, and we're rocking and rolling from there. And, I just think with the more confidence we have, obviously we had to inject, you know, on the offensive side, we had to inject a couple new players, so that required us to change a little bit to emphasize the strength of the players that were playing. So, you know, that becomes a little bit of a challenge, but bottom line is that we just have to set the plan that, so the guys can come out and play fast and, you know, and then kind of ride that rhythm along, you know, from there.
Go ahead, Rich.
Kind of a simplistic question, Coach, but I mean, just talk about salvaging this homestand and coming out of it with at least one win.
Gotta have it, you know, we've, you know, obviously, you know, we're more healthy on the offensive side, so that's a good thing, and, you know, just gotta get off on the right foot and go play fast, you know. I know I sound like a broken record, but that's really been our push. You know, we just met on it as a staff, you know, approaches we can take, and we're working hard to be ready to go when the gun goes off.
Go ahead, Howard.
Don, you mentioned health. Are there guys who are not going to be available Saturday? I know it's early in the week, but
Yeah.
how did you come out of the games just a couple of days ago as you look ahead?
Well, we had 3 starters out in the defensive backfield, so that was a little bit of a difficult, you know, I don't know where that is right now. It's only Monday, so, you know, we'll evaluate that, and I'll be able to tell you more as the week goes on, but right now I don't have a lot of great answers for you.
Let's take our last question from Pedro.
Apart from just recruiting talented players, Coach, how did Steve Casula's offense take a jump like this compared to last year?
Well, you know, the bottom line is we didn't recruit 1 quarterback. We recruited really 3. Signed a high school kid. Obviously, he's doing great, and his time will come. And obviously, our two leaders at quarterback have both done a good job. And, you know, it's nice when you know, last year that position got banged up pretty early in the process. And, you know, obviously we didn't have great answers. At least we've had one of those guys healthy for the most part, except when we had to turn to the rookie. So, you know, feel good about it. You know, Tyson had some strong words for his teammates after the game on Saturday that were powerful. I thought he handled himself really well, and you know, getting ready to go.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, you guys, have a great day, okay?